Well, hey viewers, Doc here, and I'm out camping. Today's October 1st. Came out camping here at this nice little spot last night after work. So where am I at? I'm camping out here at Elk Horn Creek Recreation Area, about 1.5 miles southwest of Elk Horn, Iowa. And those of you in the know and familiar in Iowa, that Elk Horn is the site of the Danish windmill. So I thought I'd give you a little rundown of the Elk Horn Creek Recreation Area campground. So if we look down this way, I know it's hard to focus in here. Come right by that tree, you can see the rock road runs out. This is the entranceway to the park. Way down there, going north to south, is Yellowwood Road. Now, if you do GPS coordinates to get out here, it says you take Highway 173, Interstate 80 is to the south. Elk Horn is this way about 1.5 miles. And GPS sends you up to 600 Road up here and says come west to Yellowwood and down, but there's a bridge right out here and the bridge is out. So I read the comments when looking up the campground, and it says take 500 Road to Yellowwood, then come up, and it's open right up here to the entrance of the campground. And remember, the bridge is just beyond and it's out. Hello. YouTubing. So you come into the campground. It's listed as 7 electrical sites with 30 amps, but that's not entirely true. Right here is campsite number 1, and that's 20 amp only. Over here behind this sign is a white post where you pick up your envelope. Lift the lid, pick up the envelope, and there's a little slot right on the top of the inside that you slide your money in your envelope down. But they say go ahead and pick up your envelope and go find your campsite. This is some hiker or a runner. So let's journey down, and I'm going to apologize for the shakiness. Forgot to bring my tripod. Now, this road goes up the hill, and that is a plethora of non-electric campsites billed as tenting. But I suppose if you're adventurous and you just want to do off-grid camping or boondocking or non-electric camping, you could camp up there. There's not too many level sites at all. And way up towards the end there, they've got a vault toilet. There's a picnic shelter. And way out towards the end where you turn around up there, if you hike about 1/8 of a mile, you will find a big red rock with a plaque on it. And that denotes that that was the original founding city site of Elk Horn, Iowa. There's a sign right here that says trailer camping. So we're going to walk down here and take a look at the camping site where the other 6 electric campsites are. And these 6 other campsites have 30 amp and a 20 amp plug-ins. So I like this spot. It's an older spot, and as I said earlier, it's about 1.5 miles off Highway 173 that runs north and south, and 500 Road, 600 Road, both of them, all of them are white rock country roads. So your camper is going to get dusty. And I know some people don't like to have their camper get dusty. Whatever. And I suppose when I found out about this, they operate on a very small budget because hardly anybody uses it. And you'll understand why with the 30 amp plug-ins. Today's modern travel trailers have 50 amp, and that way you can have your double air conditioners and your big refrigerators and your satellite dish and all that. And these only have 30 amp. But it's a very pretty, very quiet, older campground with 6 electrical sites, and then down at the end of the loop here, there is one site for non-electric, or as they bill it, tenting sites. Way down there, let me see if I can get way down there is campsite number 9. Now it does have a modern restroom, no showers, but a block building with flush toilets and a sink. And I see, whoops, get my camper all the way. On the ladies' side, it says handicapped accessible. And as you can see, to all my fellow Apache campers, I'm the only one in the campground. I like it. Now this area also has barn owls, screech owls, wild deer, flocks of wild turkeys, and of course raccoons. This morning I woke up at 4 o'clock, 4:15, to a barn owl. We used to call them hoot owls because it's hoo 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 hoo, and various variations off of that, saying good morning to the world. And about 20 minutes later, there was 3 or 4 others producing a cacophony of hoots. Each had their different style. That was really nice. Nature in its finest. Let's continue walking down here. As I mentioned earlier, this is an older campground. I don't know exactly when it was founded, but perhaps the playground equipment will give you an idea. There's only 2 teeter-totters and 4 swings on the swing set. And looking at the teeter-totters, you tell me, is that 30s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s? I'm going to guess somewhere around the 40s to 50s. So yes, this area here is a little lacking in entertainment for the young'uns. But there are hiking trails, mostly up here in the tenting area, to go around. And I've never been on the hiking trails, but that gal was jogging out there, so she must be jogging the trails. We get over here, and as I mentioned, that 20 amp site out front was campsite number 1. Here's campsite number 2 and 3. Now, they each have, well, this has 3 barbecue cooking grills. Whoops. 1, 2, and 3, and there's only 1 fire ring over there by campsite number 3. But campsites number 2 and 3 share a power pole and a water spigot. It's hiding behind that tree. So in the power pole there is two 30 amp hookups and one 20 amp hookup. Here's my Danger Ranger. I didn't bother to put on the awning today. It's a little windy, but I'm underneath shade trees, and it's after the noon hour, maybe around 1 o'clock, and as you can see, I'm in the shade. So campsites number 2 and 3, I'm in number 4. Number 5 is next to me. And we share a water spigot. No, we don't even have a water spigot. We got a power pole and a barbecue and a fire ring. And there's a water spigot right over there at the bathrooms. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is no shower in the bathhouse. And there's also no dump station here. Looks like campsite number 6 got wiped out. So right here we have campsites number 6 and 7. And I think the last time I was here I camped in campsite number 7. Then on the end is campsite number 9. So there's a water spigot and a barbecue thing. There's a barbecue pit over there. And their power pole. Now, as I mentioned, let's make sure whoa, I don't need to be that big in the screen. I'm by myself here. It's quiet. It's shady. Even though there's a lot of trees in the hill, there's wind around here, so it's pretty nice. I think the temperature's about 74 here. This is a very nice campground, very quiet, remote. I haven't seen the conservation office here yet this weekend. Last time I was here, last year, he stopped very special. There was one guy camping over here in campsite number 3, but the conservation officer stopped over here by me, and he came up and he said, "Mr. Speck, thank you for paying." Then he turned his head and looked at this other guy. So I get the impression that locals and some people don't pay. It's $16 a night for the electric, and non-electric or tenting, they're asking $14 a night. That's not a whole lot to pay for an overnight fee. But if you're out in this area, my fellow Apache, Iowa Apache campers, or anybody in the Apache Camper Preservation Society, or Apache Owners Club, or Midwest Apache Owners, Elk Horn, Iowa, about 1.5 miles southwest of Iowa, off of State Highway 173. Remember to turn west on 500 road. You go about 1 mile or so down and turn north on Yellowwood Road, and that will take you to the campground, the camp recreation area entrance. And a very nice place, very secluded, very quiet. I'm glad I came here. I come here time and time again since I found this place, because it is quiet and secluded. And it doesn't cost very much, $16 a night. So, you know, we're running out of camping weekends. Most campgrounds close up around October 15th. So in 2 more weeks will be the last camping. They'll lock the gate up at the entrance there, so we can't get in. But I think I'm going to come back for that weekend. And it'll be open for the weekend before they lock it up. Very nice little campground, little lacking. There was a fishing pond back here behind the swing setting area, and there's a little stream, creek, brook, whatever you want to call it. And last year I was out here and talked to the conservation officer, and they used to have fishing there, but I think they closed it off, probably due to invasive species, or maybe it just silted over. And they don't have much of a budget here. They'd like to open it up and have fishing again, but the pond is closed off and there's just a stream. So if I win the lottery and get a lot of money, I would donate so they could turn this back into a very nice park and have fishing and whatnot. I talked to them and they would like to put a dump station in, but as you can see, with only 30 amp service and a dusty road and no dump station, the big rigs stay out. Whatever. Well, I hope you like this little tour of Elk Horn Creek Recreation Area. And until next time, happy camping!